Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. Venus Rose here with an energy update for today, Saturday, December 3rd, 2022. This is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate. Also wanted to mention I do have some traffic in the location where I'm at, so you may hear the occasional passing of vehicles or a few. So anyway, starting with the Five of Chalices and the Page of Pentacles. Confirmed here by Patience. So this individual here, this page, okay, they're coming into an awareness and awakening of the pentacle that they hold in their hand. And they're standing in this lush garden. So when you understand that this page is learning something, they're waking up. They're waking up and realizing, or maybe they don't see the rest of the garden yet, but they're standing in bountiful ground, okay? Whereas what was behind them, what they've seemingly learned to walk away from or leave behind, what has happened to them is this Five of Chalices, the Five of Cups. And, this guy is scrambling after these chalices that are falling into the water here. And, it's all about disappointment, emotional upset, upheaval. Things didn't quite pan out the way that, this page wanted them to. So I feel that the individual in question, whoever this may resonate for, is having to process, again, the emotional disappointment, emotional unfulfillment here. Okay, and they're still kind of like, it's behind them, but they're just now like seeing, fruit from the garden in which they stand, the fertile ground in which they stand. So they're not quite out of the woods on this. That's what has led to this. So whatever they've been through has led them to this moment of, bounty, if you will, and fortuitous ground. So this person is still processing what's occurred, and for the meantime, they've left it alone. They're not like dwelling over it. They're actually learning the lessons from it, and they're seeing what good is coming out of it, what good benefits them, which is, even further in this reading. But again, they're not quite out of that. And the confirmation here is patience. And what I'm seeing is the shell, which is that safe space. And if you look at this shell, it's got ferns growing out of it. So it's like, but it's also kind of got roots here. So there is a withdrawal period. And that's where, I feel like this page is kind of one-track minded right now, because they just kind of walked out of this and they're just now awakening to the good that's come out of it. And they're kind of one-track minded. So they're withdrawn in order to process the lessons that they are experiencing at this time. So I feel like, again, this is very, there's a couple of storylines. I feel like this is like a divine masculine who's maybe just now waking up to their power, and they went through some sort of disappointment emotionally, be it a relationship that failed, or an expectation they had that just didn't serve them. They're learning to walk away from it and step into their awareness. And at this time, they're kind of withdrawn from other people. They're withdrawn from any emotional opportunity that may be pursuing them, or maybe an opportunity for them to seek, because they're still processing the lessons of the past while waking up to the potential of the present, as well as what can become of the future. So moving on, I wanted to kind of get a little more, and I'm seeing this Queen of Pentacles. Now, the one thing that I notice is that she's holding the pentacle against her chest, okay? She's already aware. She's already put the lessons into practice. She has a very complacent look. It's kind of like she's sitting in her awareness, because, again, she's put in the work, and she sits in the middle of the garden. she's got fruit growing that has matured, So this is a very mature divine feminine. She's already been in the garden. She's been awake. But she's aware that she's aware of what this page has gone through. And she's just simply sitting in her power in this space, waiting for him to approach her. That's one storyline I'm getting. And I'm seeing these strawberries here. They're kind of like floating around with the magical essence coming off of her. I'm seeing, the telepathy. It's kind of like she exudes this telepathy. She exudes this telepathic connection. And it's like whatever seed is connecting them, which is the pentacle here. You can see the pentacle connecting them both. She's aware of the connection, and he is just now coming into awareness of the connection and awareness of the magic of the telepathy between them. I feel like this is a soulmate connection. And she is, she is talking to him. She is giving him guidance. She's giving him love and kind of encouragement while nothing is happening in the 3D. Like he's withdrawn and she's just standing still or sitting still in her power, in her awareness, waiting for this page to kind of catch up, if you will. But she's like guiding him. But then guiding them both is the universe, okay? So beside her, I've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, in one hand, the Queen has been through, it seems like whatever she's put her work into, like other men, she's put her work into other love opportunities, divine masculines, if you will. It didn't work. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing that in the reverse, But what really spoke to me is the window here. Okay, so it's like a window to a church. There's 3 pentacles here. I know it's hard to see because the camera, there we go. The 3 pentacles here. Pentacle there, pentacle there, okay? You see all the swirlies, the sparkles, that's all energy, that's telepathy. And it's connected here in this church window. So I'm seeing like it's spiritual guidance, like it's a spiritual connection. This is like a soulmate. And it makes sense because the divine masculines, like no offense guys, but if you're following this, then you understand that you guys aren't quite as spiritually awake, some of you, in this soulmate cycle. So what I'm seeing is that this divine masculine in particular is still a page. This is a queen, So the page has got to become a knight and then become a king to really be at the queen's level. But the queen doesn't discriminate. Like she helps no one. She helps anyone, no matter what. But the energy, the telepathy, it's divinely coordinated here, because the window is indicative of spiritual belonging, spiritual church, sacred space, and seeing the man at work. This is the man who the page is to become. But he's working on it, so it's going to take time. That's why the patience card is here as well. And, at this moment in time, the patience, this withdrawal, the page is in this withdrawal space. But at the same time, like I feel like they want to get over this emotional upheaval from the past. But at the same time, the queen is making an example of being patient while, understanding the connection and helping the page to become this man that has yet to, grow into the man to start building the wall and build this connection and bear fruit with the Queen of Pentacles. But again, it is a divinely ornate connection, divinely coordinated because of the pentacles here and seeing the connection to the church and the energy and all of the cards. So this is a soulmate connection that is indeed being worked on in the 3D, okay? But it's energetically guided. So even though not much is really happening in the 3D, between these two, they're not communicating. No, they're not communicating in the 3D, but they're communicating energetically, telepathically. And the page, it's helping the page wake up. And it's like eventually this page is realizing that what didn't work in the past was for a reason. And this page knows that perhaps some of this disappointment was projected onto the queen, and the queen is just sitting. She's just waiting. So I feel like the page is realizing that this is a very, very intense connection. And he's learning it. And the more that he learns it and the greater he evolves, then he can offer that queen. He can match that pentacle to that queen. And then, this Three of Pentacles can be upright and they can work together. But this is definitely the fates at work. This is just kind of one of those things that it's taking a little time right now just because there's some evolutionary gaps. So even though it seems like nothing's working out, things are actually working. It's just a matter of timing. This is a divine timed connection. And the universe has got its fingers all over it. You see these strings, man? Like string, string, string. See these little sparkles? String, string, string. It's like, it's coming into being. It's just a matter of closing out these cycles. And even though there's no cups here, this is the cups. But that's what I'm getting, is this is a soulmate evolution. Okay? So there doesn't necessarily have to be cups, because this tells me that there's cups and that there was some disappointment. There was something that was unfulfilled with the queen here, But in the other layer, everything is coming together appropriately in its own divine timing, as is coordinated, because this page has to wake up. This page has to facilitate more of their own potential through this connection. And it's the connection that is helping the page facilitate his own potential. Fascinating. Again, we have the mirrored numerology, 363. But also one of the threes is a 12, which is the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot, which is a need to hold back or reflect, reflect here. 363. So 3 is cycles, right? 3 here. 3 is moving forward. Cycles are moving. 6 is the union of two threes, 3 and 3. And, so it's 3, 6, 3. Anyway, I'll leave it at that, you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And if this resonates, I would love a thumbs up or a heart reaction or a share or a comment. Please always share with me if it resonates with you. Thank you for taking the time to watch.